Hi, Prabhu here. Today we will see about all Maya 2017 shortcut keys. It's really helpful to foster your workflows. Stay tuned. If you are new to this YouTube channel, click red color subscribe button to subscribe this YouTube channel. If you subscribe, you never miss any updates of weekly 3 videos about Maya 2017, Arnold modeling, texturing and lighting. Okay, first of all we see about display setting hotkeys. When I select any object, when you press 1 in keyboard, it's a rough display quality of the object. When you press 2 in keyboard, it's a medium quality display. When you press 3 in keyboard, it's smooth quality display. When you press 4 in keyboard, it will shows our wireframe mode. When you press 5 in keyboard, it will shows our shaded mode. See here, I will apply some ramp to this object, but it won't shown in perspective view. If you want to show, press 6 in keyboard to see our texture mode, or if you apply any materials like wood or some other texture, you will press 6 in keyboard to view that object. When you press 7 in keyboard, so it will shows our lighting mode. If I place any lighting, when you press 7 in keyboard, it will shows our lighting mode. Okay, now we see about display object shortkeys. So if you want to hide any particular object, in this case I want to hide this cube, when the object selected, press Ctrl H in keyboard to hide our particular object. If you want to re-hide the lost hidden, use Ctrl Shift H in keyboard to re-hide our lost hidden. Now I want to select this 3 object, but I want to hide other object. So that means use Alt H. So it will hide our unselected object. In this case I will select this 3 object, but I want to hide other object. Use Alt H in keyboard to hide our unselected object. If you want to re-hide, use Ctrl Shift H in keyboard to re-hide. You also able to use an isolate select. If I select this object but I want to use an isolate select, use Shift I in keyboard to isolate select. If you want to re-isolate, you want to click on this one. There is no shortcut to re-isolate our object. So if you want to isolate, just press Shift I in keyboard. You want to re-isolate, you want to click on this one. Okay, next we see about edit operation shortcut. See here I have lot of object, but I want to select this both object. I want to rotate at same time. When you press E in keyboard, when you rotate, see here each and every object will be rotate as separate, but I want to do it at same time. There is 2 ways to achieve this thing. The one way is grouping our object. Go to window and choose outliner. So that means you able to see what it happened. So when I select this both object, when you press Ctrl G in keyboard, so it will group our object. When you expand this group, our object will be inside of this group. So go to modify. When the group selected, go to modify and choose center pivot. Now you press E and rotate. Now you able to see our object will be rotate at same time. So this is one way. So there is another way to control our object. So see here we have 2 objects. I will rename as child. Another thing is parent. So when I rotate my parent object, I want to follow my child. So first of all, select the child object and shift select the parent object and press P in keyboard. So that means the child object will be go inside of our parent. So see here, so that means you will able to control your child separately. when you select your parent, so the child will be follow. So see here, you will able to control your child separately, and when you click on this parent, the child will be follow. So this is really helpful when you working on rigging. So now I want to unparent my child. So select the child object and press Shift P in keyboard. So that means it will leave our parent object. So that means see here, it will won't follow. So this is another way. Okay, next we see about interface hotkey. So when I press Ctrl A in keyboard, so that means it will switch between channel box and layer editor to attribute editor. See here, now we have attribute editor over here. When I press Ctrl A, it will shows our channel box and layer editor. So you press Ctrl A again, it will switch over to attribute editor. So Ctrl A will be switch between channel box and layer editor and attribute editor. So when I click spacebar, that means it will switch over to 4 views. So when I click any particular viewport, in this case I will select my perspective view. When you press only A in keyboard, so it will frame our particular view. When you press Shift A in keyboard, it will frame our all viewports. So see here, when I adjust something like this, when I select any particular viewport, when you press A, so it will frame all our object. When you press Shift A in keyboard, it will frame in all viewports. Okay, here we also have an frame to particular object. In this case, I will select this particular object. When you press F in keyboard, it will frame on particular viewport. See here, it will frame our object on particular selected viewport. So when I select this cylinder, when you press F, it will focus only on this particular viewport. But when I select any object and press Shift F in keyboard, so it will frame in all viewports. Okay, I will click spacebar in keyboard to expand my perspective view. So if you want to undo your camera view, in this case this is my constant camera view. So when I adjust like this, if you want to undo your camera movements, use open square bracket to undo your camera view. So if you press close camera view, it will redo our camera view. So use close square bracket to redo our camera view. Use open square bracket to undo your camera view. So if you adjust multiple time, it will undo our camera view multiple time when you use open square bracket. When you click close square bracket, it will redo our camera view again and again. So when you press Alt B in keyboard, so it will change our background color. See here, when I press Alt B, so it will change our background color. When you click spacebar in keyboard, so it will switch over to 4 views. So if you want to switch the view to here, so in this case the perspective view want to switch over to here, use Shift plus open parenthesis to switch our viewport. So now you able to see our perspective view will be come over here, top view will be in right side, and also our front side will be come on this side, side view will be switch over this side. If you want to switch again, use Shift plus close parenthesis to switch our viewport in normal. So if you press Shift plus open parenthesis, our viewport will be switch. If you want to repeat again, use Shift plus close parenthesis to come back to normal. Also you press Ctrl spacebar in keyboard. So that means it will hide our all menus, channel box and attribute editor. It will only shows our viewport. When you press Ctrl spacebar, it will maximize our viewport. So it will hide our all tools and menu bars. So see here, when you press Ctrl spacebar again, so it will come back to normal. So, or if you click spacebar to maximize this viewport, and also use control spacebar to hide our all tools and menu bars. So if you want to come back to normal, use control spacebar again. Okay, now we see about selecting menu hotkeys. So see here, this is our panel menu bar. If you want to hide this one using Shift M in keyboard, click on here and press Shift M to hide our panel menu bar. So if you want to rehide, use Shift M again to rehide our panel menu bar. If you want to hide your panel toolbar, use Ctrl Shift M in keyboard to hide our panel toolbar. If you want to rehide, use Ctrl Shift M again to rehide. So see here, rendering menu set. If you want to switch over to modeling menu set, press F2 in keyboard. So that means it will automatically switch over to modeling menu set. If you want to switch over to rigging menu set, press F3. So it will switch over to rigging menu. If you want to switch over to animation menu, press F4. So it will switch over to animation menu. If you want to switch over to dynamics or FX menu set, press F5. So it will switch over to dynamics or FX menu set. If you want to press F6, so it will go to our rendering menu set. So F2 for modeling, F3 for rigging, F4 for animation, F5 for dynamics or FX, F6 for our rendering. So this is our shortcut to selecting menus. Okay, now we see about modeling shortcut. So when the object selected, I want to switch over to vertex mode. There is two ways to achieve the thing. When the object selected, press right click, hold right click, and you will able to choose vertex, edge, UV, object or face mode, or use shortcut. In this case, when the object selected, press F9. So that means it will convert as a vertex mode. So now you able to select any vertex you want. When you press F10 in keyboard, so that means it will switch over to edge mode. So now you able to select any edge you want. When you press F11 in keyboard, so it will convert as a it will switch over to face mode. Now you able to select any face you want. When you press F12, it will change to UV mode. It really helpful to unwrap our model. So if you want to make an object mode, press F8 again. So it will switch over to object mode. Okay, now you also able to switch over to selection. So in this case, I want to select my control vertex. So center selection over here. So when the vertex selected, press Ctrl F10 in keyboard. So that means our selected vertex will be converted as a edge. So that means our connected edge will be selected. When the vertex selected, press Ctrl F10. So that means our selected vertex will be converted as a edge. Also, I will choose this vertex. When the vertex selected, press Ctrl F11 in keyboard. So that means our selected vertex will be converted as a face. So you also able to change our selected face to UV mode. When the face selected, press Ctrl F12. So that means our face will be converted as a UV. So this is way to switch any selection to any selection. So in this case, I will double click on this edge. Where I want to change this edge mode to face mode. So that means when the edge selected, press Ctrl F11 in keyboard. So that means our selected edge will be converted as a face. So this is way to switch over to any selection. So now I select this vertex, press Ctrl F11 in keyboard. So that means our vertex will be converted as a face. You also able to use Shift plus greater than symbol in keyboard to grow our selection. So see here. So if you want to shrink your selection, use Shift plus less than symbol to shrink our selection. Shift plus greater than symbol to grow our selection. Shift to shrink shift plus less than symbol to shrink our selection. So you also, if I have any object, so in this case polycube, press R in keyboard. To scale our object, press F to focus. So see here, when I press 3 in keyboard, it will smooth our object, but you will able to see our lot of jagginess. So it will happen by our low resolution. So if you want to clear this up, use page up key. So to increase our soft selection mode in high. So see here, when I click page up, so it will soft our object again. If you want to page down, so it will come back to normal. If you click on any object, press 3 in keyboard, it will be smooth. If you have a very less number of division, it will shows lot of jagginess. To avoid this, to increase the smoothness, press page up to smooth our object. If you press page up again, it will smooth our object again and again. If you want to come back to normal, use page down, so it will reveal as normal. Okay, now we see about snapping shortcut. So in this case, I will have some curve. Using CV curve tool, I draw this one. So I want to snap this object to this curve. Hold the C key in keyboard, C for snap to curve. So when you select any object, hold the C in keyboard. So click on this yellow circle and move. So when you reach the curve, leave the C and click again. Click on this yellow circle again and click and drag. So it automatically snap to our curve. So you able to see here. So this is called snap to curve. Shortcut is C. Now I want to snap to our grid points. Go to top view and you press 4 in keyboard. So I will turn on my grid. Click on this one. You will able to see our grid points. So when you select any object, hold X in keyboard and click on this yellow circle and click and drag. So it automatically snap to our grid points. So you able to see it will snapping our grid points. So it's called X is for our snap to our grid points. So now I want to snap to our object vertex. In the object selected, go to shading and choose wireframe on shader. Now you able to see what will happen. So now I select any object, hold V key in keyboard. V means snap to our vertex. So click on this yellow circle and click and drag. It automatically snap to our any object vertex points. So see here. So it will snap to our object vertex points. It's called snap to vertex. Okay, now we finally see about animation shortcut. So when the object selected, so press S key. So that means it will set our key over here. So now you able to see our timeline when the object selected, press S key. So it will key our object. So it will key all translate XYZ, rotate XYZ and scale XYZ when you press S key. So I will delete this key. Right click and choose delete. If you want to use only translate key, use shift plus W. So that means it will only key our translate. So that means I will go over here. I will move over on this side. Press shift plus W. So it will only key on our translate. So that means it will only move. If you want to only key on rotate when the object selected, press shift plus E. So that means it only key on our rotate. So I will go over here on my slider. I will press E and rotate in Y like this. I want to key in rotate. Press shift plus E. So that means it only key on our rotate values like this. So if you want to key only on our scale, so in this case I will select this object, press shift plus R, so that means it only key on our scale. I will go over here in 100th frame and press R and scale bit. So press shift plus R in keyboard, so that means it will only key on our scale. So this is our shortcut. When you press Alt plus V in keyboard, so it will play back our animation. So see here, it will play back our timeline. If you want to stop your playback, press Alt V again to stop our playback. When you select any object, if I want to go my previous key, so now my slider will be in 108th frame. So I want to go exactly our previous key. Use comma to go to our previous key. See here, when I press comma, it automatically go to our previous key. If you want to go to next key, use dot key to switch over to next key. So comma to previous key, dot to next key. If you press Alt plus comma, so it will step over previous frame. So see here, when I press Alt, so you will able to see here Alt plus comma, so it will switch go to our previous frame. When you press Alt plus comma, when you press Alt plus dot, it will go over next frame. So see here, when you press Alt dot, so it will go to our next frame. Okay, this is the shortcut key in Maya 2017. If I miss any shortcut other than this, please comment below the comment box. If you like this video, give thumbs up button. If you have any suggestion about this video, please comment below the comment box. I hope you like it. I see you on next project. Click subscribe button to subscribe our YouTube channel. We always need your support to create high quality content further. So please subscribe. Click here to also watch the tutorial of how to model a complex shape in Maya 2017 part 20.